Hi, my name is Lee Yi, and I'm here with Brian Partridge with 451 Research, and we're going to have just a really quick chat about how it's important for telcos to really embrace the cloud and how to go about it. So, first question, Brian, why do telcos need to really build or embrace the cloud?
Yeah, Lee, I would say telcos are embracing the cloud for the same reason that many enterprises across the globe are embracing the cloud. And really the first reason is to get speed and agility to really ensure that their IT capabilities match their business wants and desires. So for telcos, that's all about being able to bring digital services to market, to control their costs, and really up-level their customer experience. And the cloud can be thought of as a key enabler in all of those areas.
So there's two sides of that equation though, right? There's the internal IT cloud, and then there's the enterprise cloud for the telcos, and then there's the cloud in which that they're generating revenue from.
That's correct, right. You could even make an argument that there's another cloud, which is an external-facing IT cloud. So telcos are special and they have a really complex environment. And within that environment, we're seeing an awful lot of convergence around cloud technologies as a key enabler for the next generation of services. So what's right on our doorstep, of course, is 5G. And as we know, 5G really relies on a lot of that cloud platform capability to deliver services. So the time's really now to ensure that they're ready for that transition.
Right, so is 5G really an urgency for telcos to really step up their game in building out their cloud transformation program?
So 5G is clearly one of the urgencies, but even today as we speak, before 5G, you've got nearly every operator around the globe with top line pressures and bottom line pressures. So those top line pressures are about revenue growth and slowing growth. The bottom line pressures are about margin and competition, both from other operators as well as over-the-top providers. And again, cloud provides a set of capabilities to fight both. So new services to drive a top line, and then the ability to take some costs out across network and IT on the bottom line.
Right, so is cost really the factor though here?
We actually asked that question in our surveys, and surprisingly, it's not. So that number one driver for cloud is really about speed and agility to react to what the business needs.
Right, so basically chase speed and flexibility, not cost reduction. Can you give us some advice in terms of what you've seen in the current market landscape? What are some of the biggest pitfalls that telcos are facing, and maybe how to avoid them when they're doing their cloud transformation?
Lee, if it was easy, everybody would have done it and have done it a lot faster. So there's a wide range of challenges here. So you can sort of group them as technology challenges, skills challenges, cultural challenges, and convergence challenges. And so what we've seen to be sort of the forward-leaning operators are starting to do is the first thing is to unify their strategy. So what has happened is a lot of fragmentation between cloud efforts in IT, cloud efforts in network, and they were really disjointed and didn't take advantage of potential synergies between the two. So companies like Vodafone, Telecom Italia have decided to bring all of that, that cloud transformation effort under one leadership model, including building a center of excellence. And we think that that's the right model to go forward. We just did a survey, and we were surprised to find out the good news was that 80% of the cloud telco respondents have a cloud strategy. Only about 15% have unified it. So we really think that's something that needs to happen.
So there's still some room to grow there.
There's still some room to grow.
Okay, and so are there any particular parts of the technology or IT technologies that are really important that you think that will step up the game again? Is there a particular area that you think that they should start really focusing on?
Clearly, software-defined storage is one area.
Okay.
Would also recommend to really get started on edge computing platforms, delivery models, because that's going to be a critical component of delivering on the promise of 5G. The other thing to take a look at is the TM Forum digital maturity model. They have a pretty solid framework to really investigate and be introspective around where you really are on this digital journey and start to make action plans to get yourself to where you need to be.
Right, and how does AI play into all of this?
So AI is going to be a key common enabler in all of these areas.
So,
right?
so there's going to be AI in the embedded devices that's going to help better predict network performance and capacity. But what else beyond? I mean, can AI be used better across the organization, telco enterprise?
So there's no more important technology than AI, in my opinion, in terms of the future of the telecom operator. And so that technology is going to be applied in nearly every corner of the business. Where we've seen the easiest wins has been around customer-facing and experience type of support. But it's going to be around the IT estate. It's going to be about automating and self-healing in the network. Right. It's about security defense, and really a very exciting area is to build new services, either facing consumers with things like connected home, enabled by AI, and enterprise services as well.
Okay. One last question. So in the process of everyone's cloud journeys, how do we know that, or how could a telco understand that they are on track in their cloud transformations?
Right, so again, there's a lot of layers to that. I think the first thing to really understand is, what are my business objectives, and is my investment in cloud technologies standing up to what was expected in terms of that initial investment? And then there's tooling, as you know, around cloud management platforms, cloud brokers, to ensure that you've got the right dials and management platforms to ensure that things like costs are under control, to ensure that the platforms are being utilized appropriately. And then of course on the customer-facing side of things, you want to make sure that you're delivering on the experiences that you need to deliver on, meeting your SLAs, and developing with... Is there a difference between what maybe a CIO should be focusing on in terms of its KPIs and objectives versus maybe the rest of the CFO or the other C-suite executives might be looking at in terms of understanding, again, if I'm putting my money in where it's going to count, and how fast of a return, or not just what kind of result I'm going to be getting instead of just looking at cost reduction. Yeah, I mean, you're going to want to enable the business as an IT leader to take advantage of all these technologies. So you mentioned AI. You want to have the right server infrastructure to be able to run those really cost-effective, but high-performant workloads. You want to have the right storage environment to deal with this deluge of data that's coming onto the network. Right. Okay. So thank you very much, Brian. It's been a pleasure. You're welcome. Thank you for your insight. Yeah.